There is pilot station going on at that tent over there by where we park. I'll probably run there. Yeah, it'll be pretty short.
Good morning, Plano! Woohoo! Welcome to the 45th HEB Central Market Plano Balloon Festival. Hey, well, some of you are awake. That's good. My name is Plano Ceremonies, your announcer, your guide through this morning's activities. As I've been here for 5 years now doing this. It's been a great time. Always love coming to Plano. And you're in for a treat this morning because the official weather forecasts are we're going to fly balloons this morning.
That's what we came to see.
But even better, after we fly some balloons, we're going to stand up another bunch of them. Give you an on-the-field show as well. So you're here for a twofer today. In fact, things are already underway, as you might be able to tell. We've got one balloon standing up in the far northeast corner of the field. Another one inflating over there. Those are our critter balloons. Brian Rohr has brought those over for us. And if you never like to get the sensation of being in a balloon and off for a balloon flight, all you need to do is head over to that corner of the field and you can sign up for a little tether ride. You can see they'll take you up 30, 40, 50 feet, somewhere about that. You'll get to see what it looks like from that high. There he goes, taking one up. And they'll be there all morning. We're going to set up a little bit later this morning a walk-through balloon. This is a real hot air balloon that is no longer airworthy, which means we can't fly with it. So we set it up. We don't hot inflate it. We don't make it stand all the way up, but we put a lot of cold air in it. And then we let you go walk through it, get inside the balloon. And we've got people down there who are knocking out ballooning as I can. If you want to come by the stage, if you got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you and for everyone else as well. I am a certified hot air balloon pilot myself. Fly balloons when I'm not on the microphone. So I've always got the hot air, whether it's in the balloon or on the microphone. And of course, we have a great collection of concessions and vendors, pretty much anything you'd like to get your hands on. Take the time to go visit them while you're out here. The pilots are at pilot briefing right now, getting the latest weather information. Balloons are federally licensed and certificated aircraft. Our pilots are licensed. Technically, we have a pilot certificate. We go through the same type of ground training and flight training, only on balloons, that those with fixed wings do. So in aviation, before any flight, There is always the weather briefing, flight planning, and so all of our pilots are at pilot's briefing this morning getting that latest information, latest set of instructions, information on our flight and our competition flight that is actually going to be today. We're going to do a air and pound competition. So what that means is we're going to send one balloon off. That becomes the hare. He gets us out and 10-minute head start. And then all the other balloons, all of the hounds, will inflate and they will take off, like I said, about 10 minutes after him. And they're going to attempt to fly and drop a marker, marker, on the X that they lay out where the hare balloon actually landed. And the person who's closest to the center of the X wins first prize. So Brian's got both tether balloons up and operating this morning. The third balloon that you see inflating, the one closest to the stage here, that's our Fox 4 sponsored balloon, piloted by Keith Berry. He's going to be our hare balloon today. So he'll be the one that will go off first, and that everyone will get to cheer. We anticipate the wind direction today to take our balloon out towards the beginning, keeping my eyes open, or what we call a pie ball, basically like a party balloon, a little bit bigger, filled with helium, and they'll let that go at the end of pilot's briefing. Because winds go different directions and different speeds at different altitudes. This one right here, yeah. So we'll watch that pie ball as it goes up and we'll see it change direction and speeds maybe before it comes out of sight. Because you can't steer a balloon. A balloon pilot has control over up and down. We put heat in the balloon and it goes up. We let it cool off or open the top. For those of you who can see Keith's balloon, if you're on the north side of the field, you can kind of see there's like a big opening that's filled with fabric at the moment. That's really the vent. So when that balloon is standing up, the pilot is able to open that vent via a rope that is connected to it down in the basket. When it's open, obviously the hot air continues to go up, so it leaves the balloon, in effect cooling the temperature inside the balloon, and therefore it comes down. And so in order to go left and right, you have to find those different wind patterns that will take you up to the left or to the right. Go ahead, Dale. Sounds good. You about to let the pie ball go? Yeah, I've been watching for you. So I just heard from pilot's briefing. They finished up the weather part of the brief, going over a few housekeeping things, making sure everybody's good to go. And they're going to let me know when the highball that I was talking about is released. So they're kind of over on the east side of the field, kind of near the tether balloons. More geeky stuff about balloons and aviation. Because we can't steer, we have to fly under what's called visual flight rules, or VFR flights. And VFR flights can only be in the daytime, which means we can't take off before sunrise, and we have to be down before sunset. The best time of the day to fly balloons is first thing in the morning, first couple of hours after sunrise, and the last hour, hour and a half before sunset. What happens in the middle of the day, the sun is high enough, it's heating the ground can't absorb all that heat, so it starts releasing that heat. So then we get updraft, which means there's a downdraft somewhere else, and the air just isn't nearly as stable. Once we get about 2 hours after sunrise and until about an hour or so before sunset. Sunrise this morning at about 7:15, so just in a couple of minutes. Hey, it's really great to see all of you out here this morning.
We're over here.
You picked the right day to be here. Although tomorrow morning looks great too. We had a fabulous balloon blow last night. Lots of people there last night for that. We've got another one scheduled tonight. So hopefully we'll stay all day or come back tonight for our balloon blow.
And further. That's why I'm here.
We're just getting here this morning. We've got our 2 tether balloons up and operating over in the northeast corner of the field. If you'd like to experience a tether balloon ride, you can head down to that corner. They'll hook you up. Pilots are just about finishing up at pilot's briefing. And then we'll be launching a number of our balloons this morning. Competition. And once we get those guys up and on their way, we'll stand up on a bunch of other balloons. And they will stay on the field as we get some great activity.
Yes, sir.
So they tell me we're about 1 minute away from the eyeball. We want to kind of look over there towards the east, towards those 2 balloons that are on tether. We're going to watch for, I think they... We're going to watch for this little balloon and just kind of go up. Again, it's just a little bit bigger than your typical party balloon.
I'll look for you later.
All right.
Thank you.
They tell me they have released it. I have Keith's balloon in the way of my view at the moment, but it's clear that necessarily. There it goes. Well, again, it's just that little party-sized balloon. Dark, it's going up, it's just above the top of those tethered balloons. And you can see as it gets a little higher, turns a little more to the northeast. So we do this to give us an idea where we might fly when we put our big balloons in the sky.
You got chocolate on.
Not only the direction, but the speed that we might move. And you can see a little higher, it's picking up a little more speed. But of course, when we come back down to the ground, it should slow back down to what it is on the ground now, which is almost nothing. So the pilot's taking a walk from that ride home, especially our air balloon pilot. Making sure that balloon is doing what the forecast is doing. It's not anything different. We already have forecast. Gives us an idea of where we're going to go. That seems to be doing exactly what our forecast told us about. And Keith now has our Fox 4 air balloon standing up. With him standing up, that gives all the rest of the balloon pilots the signal that they can go cold. That means that they can turn on their inflator fans and start blowing air into the balloon. And you can see there's two, and there goes the fan for Chick-fil-A. So if you're up here on the north end of the field, you have a great view looking at the top of the balloon. And you have an opportunity to see those tops that I was talking about. Big opening in the top center, typically held in by Velcro over the inflation closet. Because otherwise it would just kind of fall down and would blow in the air in there and it would just blow right out the air. So we attach that top with Velcro to hold it in place while we're laying on our side. And once we stand the balloon up, we check the vent, we pull it, it pulls all those Velcro tabs out, and the heat holds it in place. members to put up a hot air balloon. So you've got two people holding the throat open. That's the area down on the blast fan. They're holding that open so that the air from that inflator fan can get inside the envelope as opposed to going around it. There's somebody on the fan. So that they start the fan, reposition it, something needs to happen that way. And then there's somebody out on the crown line. That's the rope that is attached to that very top of the balloon. The crown line is used for stabilization while you're on the ground. When we inflate, it kind of keeps the balloon from going back over the top on you. And then on deflate, you have the balloon going down, the balloon going down. Yeah, box 4 is going to be the first one out because we're going to do a hare and hound. So we'll launch him. The other balloon that's standing up out there is Clayton Kemp.
What are the balloons made out of? What are the balloons made out of?
The balloons are made out of a ripstop nylon.
Okay, that's very cool.
Yeah, and they'll have kind of a polyurethane coating on the inside to help with retaining the heat.
Okay.
So technically the rules can't stand up until the air balloon has left the field. And we have launch directors out there on the field who will control the launch. When you're in the basket, you can't see above you. Well, you can, but all you see is balloon fabric. So if there's an aircraft above you, you can't see it. So we use our launch directors to make sure that we have a coordinated launch, that we're not launching balloons into other balloons, all for safety purposes. The movement with the box 4 balloon. I hear whistles from the launch directors. There's the thumbs up. And Keith Berry is airborne. So again, Keith, banner number 16. He is our air balloon. He's going to fly, find a landing spot where he lands. He's got a scoring official with him. They will spread out the target, which is basically about a 25-foot X. And all the rest of our competing balloons will take off and attempt to fly and get to the same place that Keith is landing, that lands that balloon. Then they'll drop a marker and then fly on and find their own landing spot. Steve LeMay has the blue and white and black kind of stair-step pattern. That's Sky Sailor. Steve's from McKinney. Hey, he's going to get to fly home today. Actually, if you watch that eyeball has a little more east in it. Scott Vesley has the Chick-fil-A balloons turning up. Scott's from Frisco, Texas. And there goes Steve LeMay in Sky Sailor. And the thumbs up for Chick-fil-A. Rides in the tether balloons, those two on the far end, yep. So as Scott takes Chick-fil-A airborne, notice how the balloon is spinning. That's because there is a turning vent in this balloon. A lot of the balloons have turning vents. Scott's actually using his. There's an opening on the side of the balloon that when he opens that side, the air goes out the side, which then pushes the balloon around and gives you that twist. I can actually see it open when it's on the sun come through. And that turning vent is actually right looking back towards the field right now. Over there by the tether rides, the blue and white with the yellow Freedom on it. That's Freedom Breeze, Colin McQuan from Longview, Texas. Now you're going to want to look at his balloon, and you're going to see that it's a slightly different shape. More cylindrical and not quite so round as the three that are already in the sky. What we call Colin's balloon is a racer. And the idea behind this cylinder shape is there's not as much resistance on the top or the sides if you were to go up or come down quickly. So serious competitors, the guys that really do this, take this seriously, fly these racer shapes. They're typically a little bit smaller in overall volume. And like I said, a little more cylindrical. So if they go up fast, it doesn't tend to distort the balloon. Same thing if they come down quickly. Right next to Colin there, that's Josh Grohl from Longview. He too has one of those racer straight balloons. Hearing whistles. Whistles at a balloon rally usually means something's about to happen. And I'm seeing thumbs up. That's going to be for Cullen. And the Freedom Balloon, Breeze, Freedom Breeze. So now you see in the air that racer shape. And Colin using his turning bed. The turning bed's kind of came along so that you can do exactly that. Turn it so that whatever words or logos you might have on your balloon can be seen from any angle. Scott did that very nicely going out with Chick-fil-A. Colin doing the same. The other thing with the racers is sometimes you want to just turn it because you have of the way you want to be landing. You have a little scoop at the bottom that you want to kind of catch the wind. That looks like Michael Scott going off the far south end of the field. Nope, it's Michael Marks. Fired up 2. Michael's from Prosper, Texas. And we've got Josh airborne and Clayton airborne. Take a look out to the north, look at the Chick-fil-A balloon. Notice they keep on going east. And even Colin and the Freedom racers is getting a little more northern. There's not too much difference in altitude. So right off the field to the north, get up a couple hundred feet, you get some northeast, you go another couple hundred feet, and you go east. So there's your steering that we have up there to navigate and try and get to the air balloon, that Box 4 balloon that went off before. Mike Fielding from Oak Point setting up Ziggy, the first of our shapes, to stand up this morning. Take a look at Ziggy, that special shape. You'll notice that basically it's a regular balloon. You can see the narrow at the bottom, gets wide, comes back in at the top. And then things like the whiskers, and the nose, and the ears, and even the bow there, those are like little appendages on the side of the balloon. And if you were to look up inside that balloon, you'd see that it looks like a regular balloon. And you'd see about 12-inch openings where each one of those appendages is that's going to let the air get inside to fill out those appendages. Steve Lombardi taking the Remax right over the announced platform. Again, using the turning vent so that no matter where on the field you are, you know that that is Remax. Good time to remind you that tonight, getting our activity started tonight, the Remax skydiving team will bring the flags into the national anthem this afternoon about 6 o'clock. Steve Wilkinson has stood up the Cosmic Apple Crisp. Cosmic Crisp Apples. Steve's from Palm Desert, California. Great day here Hey, there's Larry the bear standing up back over by the trees. Some of you may know him as Yogi. There goes Ziggy. Mike Felding at the controls. Turn it around and take a look. Good morning, Ziggy. Look at Ziggy. Got a little turning bend action. Ziggy gets airborne and surveying, taking a look at all of you. Wave back at Ziggy. Turning back the other way, using the other side of the turning back, so she can see where she's going.
Or get over here like in the shade.
Let's see Annie the ladybug continue to inflate, and our haunted mansion also inflating. We have 10 special shapes scheduled to be here. I mentioned earlier that we are licensed pilots with federally licensed aircraft. And just like on your 747 or your 737, the pilot is the PIC, pilot in command. And they make all the final decisions whether to conduct a flight or not. While the rally will give them the best information we can, and we may close the field for launches, any launch is strictly at the final decision of the pilot in command. Like Steve Wilkinson, who's got our custom Christmas apple balloon airborne. Field, big red again. Red one with the blue patterns in there. That's Joe Calabretti. Yeah, right over the top. There's a great look inside the app. Love that shot straight up. So that's Michael Marks over on the east side. That must have been Michael Scott to get out on me earlier. I misidentified those. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, there's Annie coming up. Our ladybug. And I see Mango the seahorse getting some cold air coming alive. That's it. Somebody changed balloons on me. Oh, there it is. Jeff Abel. The red one, the blue, the white, and black. 518. Jeff from Hazlet, Texas.
That one right there? Way out there? Yeah, it's right here.
So balloons carry about 40 gallons of propane on board to fire off those burners, provide the heat, the lift. It's the same propane you burn in your barbecue grill. Where you have 5 gallons, we have about 40.
Oh, wow.
Kind of on average, you can kind of count on about burning about 15 gallons for an hour flight. So if you have 40 gallons and you burn 15 an hour, it's about 2 hours, giving you some spare. Of course, most balloon flights are closer to 45 minutes to an hour. Just because you have the fuel on board doesn't mean you have to burn it all out. Those of you right here in front of the platform that are looking at the red and white balloon, you can see that opening that is that top vent, and the crew is going to go grab the top, pull the top up towards them, and then they'll tab it in. We'll put those little Velcro tabs in there that will hold it in place while they're inflating. There goes Annie. Michael Solitano from Frisco, flying Annie the Ladybug for us this morning. And down the field, the Haunted Mansion is now standing up. They're a lure from Oklahoma City.